Hey everybody, I'm gonna show y'all how I climb with gaffs and how you need to think about climbing with gaff and some of the mistakes I see people using. I'm gonna get up a little bit closer to the tree, focus on form and function, and the main thing, one of the things you don't want to do, you don't want to just make a whole lot of noise. There ain't no sense in just hammering the gaff in the tree. Heck, you can't hardly pull it out when you do that. You just set it in there at the angle and press, and it'll stick in. Put your pressure on it and trust it. One of the things you don't want to do, and I'm gonna zoom in on this now because this is a big mistake I see a lot of people make. You don't want to try to help that gaff out. People that take and they gaff in and they trying to help the gaff out. They put their foot against the tree, they put their boot against the tree and try to help the gaff out. That's how it's gonna kick out. You don't need to do that. Trust the gaff. Put 100% of the weight on the gaff. Don't let any other part of your boot touch. Put 100% of the weight on the gaff. Trust the gaff. The gaff is your friend. That's how you're gonna stay up a tree. So you just wanna hit. Another thing you wanna do, you want to keep your body relatively close to the tree. I see people making this mistake. They all out here, they think they can help that gaff. That gaff is already designed to be at the right angle when your shin is pretty much vertical. They want to help it out. They want to cock all out here, get their ass a mile from the tree. You lose all your leverage. You ain't got no leverage. It's taking a lot of arm strength to hold me up. That ain't what you want to do. You want to keep your crotch ready to close to the tree. I can hang on with one finger like this. Another thing, if you do cut out, if you hit a pine knot or something, you hit a rotten place and you do cut out, you're close to the tree, your instincts is gonna grab the tree. You're gonna grip, you're gonna slide just a little bit, them gaffs are gonna re-catch. You're not gonna fall. Keep your crotch close to the tree. And you got a really hard tree, every once in a while, I'll stick at an angle, then bring it up and secure it. Sometimes a really, really hard tree like a beech, it won't want to stick in, it want to slide down. The worst one is a cedar. The grains of a cedar run so vertical and it'll want to slide out. Sometimes you have to stick a little harder in a cedar and then get at a little bit of an angle and then test it and come on up. You'll learn which trees are a little bit tougher to climb. Most of them are easy, but another thing you want to do, people talk about points of contact all the time. The number one point of contact that you do not want to make is contact with the ground. 0 points of contact with the ground. That's all that matters. Gravity ain't gonna hurt you. Cutting out ain't gonna hurt you. Ain't nothing gonna hurt you but contact with the ground. So whatever it takes to keep from that happening, 0 points of contact with the ground. All this other bull crap about 3 points of contact, I climb all the time like this. Trust your gaff, your gaff's gaffed in. You ain't gotta have but 2 points. Really 1 point of contact is all you gotta have. For a second, you can have 1 point of contact for just a little bit and you're safe. But that's what I wanted to show you about gaffing. Another thing I'm gonna tell you is walking with the gaffs, probably the most dangerous thing you can do. You're walking, it'll make you trip and fall. You're clanking them together. If you trip just right, I can't tell you how many times I walked with these gaffs and stepped on my foot and went through my boot and poked a hole in my boot, and that ain't good. And boots are expensive. Your foot will heal back up, that ain't the important part, but them boots are expensive. You don't need to be poking holes in them. And what I do, another thing that's really unsafe is walking a foot log with your gaffs on. Them gaffs are pointed to the inside, have foot loggers rounded. You cannot walk a foot log with the gaffs on. I found that out the hard way. Fell in the creek on a cold day. It pretty much makes for a miserable evening up the tree stand wet and shivering, ice forming on you. I mean, no big deal. It's not going to kill you, but you just don't want to have to do that. Don't want to have to undergo that if possible. So normally, when I'm walking in, my gaffs, it only takes for a second to put them on, a second to take them off. I always walk in, I got them in my hand. If I'm on a reasonably long walk, 3 or 4 miles, I'll strap them onto my backpack or either my stand. Anyway, sometimes I don't go when I'm going really far. I don't have to have a backpack. I'll just strap them onto my stand, take some little Velcro, put it around there and strap them on real good where they won't beat and bang. And I mean, they're good. They're not for everything. They're not for every place. You know, they're questionable whether they're legal in different places. So you got that. But if you got your own land, they're the best way to get up a tree. They're the safest way. And you just want. Oh yeah, one more thing. You know, if you're climbing a tree and it's got some stobs and stuff out of there sticking out, that's another point of contact you don't want to make. You don't want to cut out and slip and straddle a sharp stob coming down. That's not good. That'll mess you up for 10 or 15 minutes. But you know, once that's over, climb back up and hunt. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. That's the way I do it. That's safety first, always with these gaffs. Just be careful. Maintain 0 points of contact with the ground and you're golden.